maybe you'd like an update on the chick situation. So in here, in the new run, we have Freddie with her 4 chicks. She's doing very well. She's doing so well with coping with them. She's actually started laying again, if you look in her nest box over there. But yes, this is Freddie. She's trying out this new water system for me for the first time, so I'm keeping an eye on that to make sure she knows how to use that properly. They have to learn to push the little yellow nozzle in order to get water out. They seem quite content today. The weather is much cooler and they're just chilling out. So this is Freddie in her new grower run. There we go, with her 4 little chicks. Now these guys want to feature in the video, so I'm going to let them. Hello, Bramble and Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea has pink paint on her tail because she decided to get in on the painting. So did Bramble. He got covered in pink paint. We had to give him a bath. We were expecting the whole bathroom to end up soaking, and we were going to end up soaked all over the place as well, but it didn't happen. He just knelt down and he just let us bath him and wash all the pink paint off, which was great. So these 2 munchkins are doing well. Anyway, let's have a look. So down here we then have Georgia. She was the next one, and she has got 6 little babies in there with her, and she's doing well. We've just introduced a little bit of corn into their diet, and she is loving that. And we've put the dust bath in the back to give them a bit of experience in dust bathing. She's a happy lady, but she would like a bit more space. She's getting ready to have this door open during the day and have the run of this goat pen when the goats are outside. So we're almost there, Georgie. Almost there. And then after Georgie hatched and raised her chicks, we then had Moggy. And Moggy's chicks hatched at the same time as the incubator chicks hatched. So she has ended up with 13 little babies to raise. Now, we did try to split those up between her and Hermione, who was also just hatching some chicks in here. But Hermione knew which ones were hers and which ones weren't hers. And she managed to adopt one, but another one that we thought she was going to be able to look after fine decided she wasn't happy and wanted to go back to Mummy Moggy. So she would not. She cried and cried and cried until I put her back in with Moggy, and now she's happy. At the same time, we had these 4 leghorns hatch in the incubator. This is a new breed for us, little yellow chicks. But unfortunately, both Moggy in here and Hermione down here recognize the fact that the chicks, whoops, we're out of focus, the yellow chicks were not theirs. So unfortunately, we had to put the brooder, which is this hot plate here, warm plate here, in as a fake mummy, and we're raising these guys without a mummy, which is a little bit sad considering everyone else has got mummies. So the warm plate stays out here. It's called a brooder. It's like the chicks go underneath it, so that it acts like mummy hen going on, sitting over them. So for example, Hermione here, the chicks are getting underneath her to stay nice and warm, and these guys have got the little brooder to go underneath to keep warm. But at night time I move the brooder inside here and the chicks go inside there, and I shut the little door, put a little vent bit opening at the top, and they sleep in there nice and happily. I don't want them getting out at night in case they can't find their way back home. The same with these guys. She's got so many that I shut them all in there at night with the vent open like this. This vent's still open, so you can see how I do it. And that way I know that none of them are accidentally going to come out and get lost and not find their way back in again. Because she will just call to them, but what I've found is that they will go underneath here thinking they're underneath Mummy. And of course they're not underneath Mummy, they're just underneath the little hut. So they're likely to die of cold during the night. So I shut them in there just so they're nice and safe. And Hermione, this is the first time she's in this room today. So I'm hoping, her chicks are the youngest. They have been born in the last 24 hours. Whereas the yellow ones were hatched about 72 hours ago. And the same with the rest of Moggies. So her little chicks have hatched. I think the first one hatched maybe 48 hours ago, and then the others are about 24 hours ago. So just over 24 hours ago. They've got their fluffiness. They've got their fluffiness, but they haven't really grown much. And that's why she's pretty keen that they stay under her right now. Whereas Georgie would very much like to have the run of the goat pen and get out and about. So there you go. This is our maternity ward here. Let's see if I can get a bit further back so you can see it a bit better. There, the board is only there because she needs a little bit more privacy, because the goats might scare her and her little babies. But yeah, there you go. There's the maternity ward there. This is the grown chicken coop, which is just going through a repaint at the moment. And then out here we have this new enclosure here, and it's mirrored on this side as well. So we've got the growers in here, and I would imagine that Freddie will be ready to leave the growers soon and head on back out with the rest of the flock. But at the moment she's happy. So these were our other growers that are doing quite well. This is he who shall not be named, the very first homebred hatched boy, and he has joined with what we are nicknaming the posse, which are meant to be 4 silkies but seem to be 3 silkies and another hybrid of some sort. But they look like they're going to be partridge silkies. Be interesting to see their colours when they fully mature. So this is my other group of growers, and they've pretty much outgrown the security of a smaller pen, and they're now living with what we call the vulnerable group, which are a couple of silkies, a Moran that keeps on getting picked on by the cockerel and the other. She's a favourite basically. I shouldn't say picked on. She's a favourite, but she doesn't like being a favourite. And then there's Perky, who kind of hops between the two now, but she was the one that had broken her hip. And then inside the back, this is temporary. It's a cover over the egg glue to just make it a bit more wind and weatherproofed, because these guys here don't want to climb up into the back of there. They want to just nestle down in the floor. So I've kind of made it a bit of an enclosure. But I also have Big Mama in the back of the egg glue, and she is sitting on some silky eggs laid by Metal. Metal? Hello, my sweetie. So yes. So there you go. There's our chicks. The rest of our chicks. And Moran, are you okay? You coping okay? So Hagrid here, he is matched with Myrtle. So her babies are Silky babies. This is Chris. Chris is a Silky and he's responsible for the hybrids. He's bred with the leg, well, he breeds with everyone. You get around a bit, don't you, Chris? Yes. Moggy herself was quite busy. We don't know which boys she was busy with, but there are a lot of Moggy babies in amongst the group. They are the little black and white speckled ones, and they will end up like her. And there's quite a few of those. But this is Ron, and he's one of the Peking cockerels. This is Harry Potter. This is Philosopher. And that is Draco. These are the Reds. They're responsible for all the eggs we eat. That's Pinky, the other half of Perky that broke her hip. And probably either Pinky or Perky are the mother of he who shall not be named. And Chris, the one that loves to get around, is the daddy. But I think Harry has fathered a couple of the chicks in there by the looks of the colourings in there. Either him or Ron. There doesn't seem to be much evidence of Philosopher or Draco breeding. So look at him. Look at Chris. He's getting ready. He's getting ready. He's going to do his dance. He wants her. Anyway, goats, shall we say goodbye? Say goodbye. See you soon.